Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Thomas Miner. I am an agent with Remax Precision, and this is Thomas Talks on Thursdays. This is a live stream that I do hopefully every Thursday at noon. And the idea is I don't just want to provide you a valuable content that's pre-recorded and edited and all fancy. That stuff is cool. I want to make sure that there is no real estate questions out there being left unanswered. And I think the best way to do that and the best way to dig deeper is to have conversations with my friends, family, and followers every week. So that is the idea. You guys leave comments, I answer those questions. Every Thursday morning, I make a post asking for people's questions, and I get great questions every single week. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And let's dive right in. Right? Let's present this. I want to talk about this. This is the Kettlestone development going on in Waukee. They officially announced that they are partnering with Exile owners, RJ and Bob Tercey, and Exile is going to be a part of this food hall slash gathering space. This is a very, very cool space that's going to be very, very close to um, the new concert venue that Live Nation does. It's going to be very, very close to a new hotel that's going out there. It's close to a basketball facility that's going to be bringing in lots of traffic. This is just going to be a great place for people to gather before or after those events. Exiles have partnered with it, so there's going to be some great beer options. There's going to be some great food options. There's going to be pickleball, bowling, I believe, duck pin bowling, or just regular bowling. And it's just going to be a great spot to hang out. And Waukee is going to be very, very excited to have this in 2027 because I think this is going to encourage people to, if they're visiting Waukee for any reason, to stay in Waukee as opposed to, unfortunately, what I think a lot of people do now, which is go to Jordan Creek. So I just wanted to point this out. One of my followers sent me this and said he thought it was a really cool project and he wanted to make sure I talked about it today. And I did talk about it. So Waukee, can I say really quickly, Waukee, as far as commercial development and city planning, seems to be leagues ahead of some of these other suburbs. I think Grimes is doing a really, really good job. And I think Waukee is doing a really, really good job as far as having attractions in there that people that live in town will really, really like, and people visiting town will really, really like. So, some unique food, hopefully, too, with the food hall. I think this is going to be a great addition as well. So, I wanted to just really, I have 4 listings right now, and 3 of them are in the Des Moines area. And I really wanted to run through quickly and talk about them and highlight each of them because I think they're all at great prices. And I wanted to highlight a few benefits of those houses as well. Let me check really quick. Looks like I got a few people joined in. So if you have any questions that are live, don't be afraid to chime in. First one that I had that I want to talk about is 1369 York Street. This one is pretty close to downtown. So if being close to downtown is important to you, this is a great little option. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath, does have a basement to it, does have a garage on the back side of it that you can see there. So some good storage options. And I think this would just be a great starter home for someone. It's listed at 168, and it's was before this owner purchased it, it was completely rehabbed, so it's in pretty good shape cosmetically. There's a really, really cool enclosed front porch area that once the weather gets warmer, I think it'll be really, really cool for someone to use that area as kind of a sitting area, reading area, stuff like that. Um, and I think there's a lot of usable space in it. There's a great living room setup. The bedrooms are both plenty big enough. There's a dining area. Kitchen has plenty of space to cook in. So I definitely think it is an option to check out, and it's at a great price at 168. So wanted to highlight that. Next one, my hometown in Norwalk. This is on 1000 North Avenue. Location, location, location. This is if you want to be in a suburb but next to walkable distance stuff, this is a great option for you. You can walk to the what is currently the library. It's not going to be the library in 1 or 2 years, but you're currently right across the street from the library. You're currently right across the street from the city park, which has a basketball court. It has an ice rink during the winter. It has a dog park. You're within walking distance of historic Main Street, which has some wonderful restaurants down there. There's a farmer's market that goes on down there as well during certain parts of the year. And if you have ever been one of those people that dreams of having your kids walk to school, you're within walking distance of one of the elementary schools and you're within walking distance of the middle school and the high school. So from sixth grade all the way up to your senior year, your kid could potentially walk to school, which I think is amazing. It is listed at $299.5. These sellers are also offering a buy down to go towards an interest rate buy down. This could get your interest rate down to the low fives, possibly into the fours if you take this interest rate buy down. So 299.5, but your monthly payment will be closer to a house that's right around if you were to buy a house at regular interest rates at 275 or something like that. So your monthly affordability is great if you take them up on this offer of this fixed rate buy down. Anyone that is jumping into the live stream, first off, I thank you and I love you. Second off, please comment if you have any questions that come up on anything I'm talking about, or if you just want me to talk about something completely different. Do not be afraid to comment with a question. All right, let's pop in. Last house. I got a great condo listing at 1100 50th Street. It is unit 1105. This is a ground floor listing, so you're talking the only stairs you have to walk up to get into this apartment style condo are just the 2 or 3 stairs that are at the entrance of the building. This is a decent sized apartment style condo, just over 1100 square feet finish. 2 big bedrooms. Both of them have their own dedicated bathroom. There is in-unit laundry, which is amazing. And I think my favorite part about this is the big open living room that is open up to that kitchen that you can see here. Great, good sized living room with a fireplace, and it has its own dedicated dining area. If you look at this picture here, that picture is taken from the dedicated dining area. We got Michael Nelson jumping in saying, "Go Hawks." Big basketball win last night, and the football schedule came out yesterday. And if they can get through those first Big Ten conference games, they're going to have a legendary season. And I think it's possible. I'm very, very hopeful about the Iowa football team's chances next year. They got 2 or 3 tough games to start off. If they get through those 2-1, it's going to be amazing. Also, go Cats. Let's talk about Northern Iowa a little bit too, Michael. All right. My brother-in-law, Kyle, is the man. He gives me great content to talk about every single week. And he popped in with how does the process work when you need to sell and buy a home? This is very, very common. The age I'm at, I have a ton of friends that are looking to do something like this. But how do you manage it? First off, you need to talk with a lender and you need to figure out if financially you need the proceeds of your current home to purchase the next one. If you need the proceeds of your current home to purchase the next one, there are 3 things you can do. Thing number 1 is an option that sounds scary at first, but really, really isn't that scary, is to get a bridge loan. If you get a bridge loan, some of these lenders have plans where once you get that bridge loan, all you have to pay on your current house until you sell it is your insurance and taxes, and you have 6 months to sell your current place. So what you do with that bridge loan is you find that next place you want to purchase. That bridge loan goes into effect. That bridge loan uses the equity of your previous home, gives you your down payment for your next one. You purchase and start moving into that next one, and then you list your current home, sell it within 6 months. Boom, bada bing, you're done. Easy as that. The other 2 options are You purchase your next home with what's called a subject to sale contingency. Basically, the way that works is says, "Hey, Mr. Seller, I want to buy your home, but I need to sell mine first. So let's get this contract written up. Let's get this accepted. And all I need to know from you is the timeline you're going to give me to sell my current place." I've done subject to sale offers where we said, "Hey, we're going to sell the current place in as little as 14 days." And when we say sell, we mean get an accepted offer. Um, so 14 days, I've had some of them go as long as like 35, 42. Once the deadline comes up, there's always an opportunity to re-up that deadline. When you get a subject to sale offer accepted, the seller of that home still continues to market that home and it still continues to be active. And if they get another offer that doesn't have a subject to sale, what they give you is a notice to remove your subject to sale. Those are normally 24 or 48 hours, and it basically says, "Hey, you have this amount of time to remove your subject to sale." So what you could do is one, you could get an accepted offer on your place within that 24 to 48 hours and remove the subject to sale. You keep the contract, you have priority, you're going to be the one buying that house. Or you could then explore that bridge loan option that I talked about. The other option is selling your home, but add a contingency to those buyers saying this is subject to me finding my home of choice. So it's just the flipped. It's saying, "Hey, I am more than happy to sell you my home, but you have to give me time to get an accepted offer on the place that I am purchasing." So, what situation is right for which seller? You're going to want to look at, is the place you're wanting to move to, is that a buyer's market? Would be something to know. And is the place that you're currently in, are you in a seller's market? If you're in a seller's market where you're currently selling, a good idea might be to do subject to home of choice, because if you find a buyer that has fallen in love with your place, they're going to be more than happy to do that subject to home of choice. They're going to be more than happy to give you 14, 21 days to find your next place. If you're looking to buy in a buyer's market, they are probably going to be more than happy to accept your subject to sale offer. So those are some things to consider. The other thing to consider is, do I even need to do that bridge loan? Can I afford to just have two mortgages at one time? Or hypothetically, this current home that I'm in, do I just own it outright and I don't have a mortgage on it? You could look into then, if you need extra cash, you could look into getting a HELOC. So it's a home equity line of credit. It's basically like a credit card, but they're using your equity as the credit, not just a bank being nice and giving you credit. That spends the same as cash. You can use that home equity line of credit as your down payment for that next place. Use that as the down payment, get a new mortgage on that next place, purchase the next place, possibly move into it, then list your current home, and you have basically an unlimited timeline to sell your place instead of with the bridge loan. That is totally a viable option as well. But yeah, can you get approved for two mortgages, or can you use a HELOC as down payment for your next place? Those are all certain things to explore. There's multiple different ways to pull off that maneuver. I will say, with the subject to sale and the subject to home of choice, a majority of times you will be moving out of home A and moving into home B all in the same day, which can be very, very stressful. So if you can pull off the whole bridge loan or two mortgages thing, it makes the move way, way less stressful. But financially, it becomes a little bit more stressful. So there's pros and cons of both situations. The other question he asked is, how do you know when customization starts to hurt your resale value? He sent me a particular home that he had as an example, that they did some flooring choices that, in my opinion, no one would like. but obviously the homeowners liked it and they did that. Um, so this is a tough decision. First off, I would say if this is a home that you're planning on being in for the next 5 or 7 years, and it's a customization that's going to make you love the house, go ahead and do it. It is very rare that a customization is done that completely makes your home unmarketable. I would just, you know, say if you're genuinely gonna love it, go ahead and do it. Um, you just have to be aware, and maybe reach out to me or just ask some of your friends, like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Is it completely crazy? Does this change up my home too much?" And just see what they say if you're concerned about it. Um, or if you're making a choice that's easily reversible, go ahead and do that as well. It's pretty rare for me to see a customization that just completely ruins the house. The one caveat that I would throw out there, I'm taking a pause for dramatic effect. The one caveat I would throw out there is don't plan on every upgrade you're doing having a return on investment. I would just say, hey, this big patio that I'm putting in, it costs this much. Is it worth that much to me? Is it going to increase the enjoyment of the house that much to me? Do not think of it as an investment that, hey, I'm spending $25,000 on this awesome back patio and it's going to make my home worth $35,000 more when I do it. That will not work out for you in most cases. In most cases, you're going to get right around what you spent, maybe a little bit of what you spent back as a return on investment. But you have to remember that you're also getting some enjoyment out of it. And it's also probably going to lead you to stay in the house longer, which in real estate, the longer you stay in a home, the more you enjoy the home, the more money you get back that way by building equity through appreciation and buying down your loan. So that would be the big thing that I would throw out there. Let me do a quick swing through. I've got a lot of people popping in, so do not be afraid to ask questions live. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, my father chimed in with another question. I know you guys are probably annoyed at seeing his name on this show, but he loves me, he supports me, so I'm going to answer every silly question that he has. He said some agents advertise that they will pay cash for your home if it isn't sold in a predetermined time frame. On the surface, this sounds good. What are the drawbacks to this? A lot of those programs, they're buying it at a pretty significantly decreased rate. So, yes, you have the comfortability of a guaranteed sale. You know, in 60 or 90 days, you are selling your house. But the price might not be something you even want. So a lot of agents that offer this, it's kind of a marketing trick to get the appointment, but they know deep down inside that a lot of sellers aren't going to take the offer. And if the sellers do take the offer, they're getting a pretty good deal on a home that they can then resell and make some money. Um, so yes, on the surface, it does sound good. And so the people that want a guaranteed sale, there is a little bit of a comfort in that. Maybe if your home needs a little bit of work, you have a little bit of comfort in an offer like this. I wish that this was something financially, to be totally honest, I wish financially this is something that I could offer myself. The other thing that I would point out and be cautious of, and I hate to make you question a real estate agent. But the other thing that I would throw out, I'm going to close my door because I know my dog's about to bark. The other thing I would point out and be cautious of is if the listing agent knows in 60 days you're going to sell them your house at this discounted rate, how hard are they really going to be working to sell your home? Are they going to be marketing it as hard as they possibly can? There's the dog. Hey, there's the dog. So that's just a question to ask is, are they really going to be marketing it as hard as they can? I'm going to mute myself really quick and just write out the dogs barking. I think the dogs are mostly done barking. I think that answers my dad's question. Let's pop into the next one. My good friend Andy popped in and said, if you had to sell your home and move tomorrow, what neighborhood and what home style would you be drawn to right away? I don't know if I have a specific neighborhood, but I will say there's a few things location wise that I would be interested in. I definitely know the answer to the second part, so I will talk about that pretty quickly here. So I can tell you location wise, I don't want to be on a busy road. And comment if you agree with me on that. I don't want to have to be worried about backing out of my driveway all the time and accidentally hitting someone because a bunch of people are driving up and down my road. A cul-de-sac would be awesome. And I don't want my house to back up to a commercial property. I don't want to be very close to a commercial property at all, to be totally honest with you. And then location wise, I live in Valley Junction now, and I have grown addicted to / I love how close to a post office I am. I love how close to a grocery store I am. And I love Valley Junction as far as with my job, it is in basically the center of everything. I mean, I sell houses all the way down in Knoxville, all the way up to freaking Ames almost. So with being in Valley Junction, I mean, I can go to Norwalk really, really quickly. I can go to Carlisle really, really quickly. I can get downtown Des Moines really quickly. Any suburb you mentioned, I can drive there very, very quickly, and it's pretty convenient for me. So that's kind of my answers as far as location. Obviously, I grew up in Norwalk. I will probably move back to Norwalk at some point in time, but I don't have a specific neighborhood in Norwalk that I would be moving to. Okay, home style. I know for sure my next place is going to be a ranch home. I am tired of my stairs in my house. And in all reality, I shouldn't say this. The next home that I move into, I want it to be a home that I could be in for a very, very long time. And a ranch home really, really helps out with that. Some bonuses would be I wanted to have a walkout basement. Walkout basements are very, very convenient as far as hosting people. You can normally put a really cool back patio on your house. And they normally have really, really good lots with walkout basements too. Nice, flat, really easy to manage lots with walkout basements. I would for sure want that. I want an attached garage. I don't currently have an attached garage, and I would freaking love an attached garage. Let me pop in really quick. Cool. No comments. What's up with that? Why is no one commenting? Let me check really quick. Yeah, we got no comments. What's up with that? Hopefully that answers Andy's question. As far as style wise and everything like that, as long as the home doesn't feel cookie cutter, I'm fine with it. As far as style goes, cookie cut doesn't feel cookie cutter. It doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for here? Feels unison. I see a lot of homes that 2 or 3 rooms are remodeled and they went with white trim, but the rest of the house has different color trim. The trim walls mismatch. The flooring doesn't flow well together and everything like that. Unless I was looking for something where I could build some instant equity, I don't know how attracted to that I would be. My grandma, shout out to grandma for commenting on this post. She popped in and said, what are considered the 3 best things a homeowner can do to enhance the sale of their home? Okay, first off, any homeowner that is listening to this right now, properly maintain your home and document the maintenance that you have done. There's nothing that me as an agent or buyers trust more than a homeowner that is clearly taking care of their home. Secondly, and thirdly, to just round out the top 3 that she's asking for, flooring and paint are the 2 easiest investments you can make that typically get the best ROI. So within a year to 6 months before you're selling, start working on decluttering the house, start working on painting, and start working on getting new flooring installed where needed. You will get a great ROI on those things because they're not that expensive to do. And both of those things can make the home seem very, very new and very, very well maintained, if that makes any sense. If you want statistics on that, don't be afraid to ask, and I can send you statistics that show that painting and flooring at great ROI. Some other ones that come to mind: stay on top of your landscaping. When people are walking up to your home, that is the first impression they get of the home. So I'm not saying add a water feature or do anything crazy, but make sure you have some good low maintenance landscaping that makes the house look clean and makes it look approachable before they even get inside. Make them fall in love with it before they even go inside. So clearing off weeds off the sidewalks, that type of stuff, adds a ton of great value. So that's it for questions. I want to thank everyone. This show has been so much fun. I think I have something fun coming tomorrow too. So if you're watching this and it happens to be Friday, be on the lookout for another live stream I'm doing because it's going to get weird and I'm kind of excited about it. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great, great day. Let me check one thing really quick. No. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Have a great day.